Parental discretion is advised.
What's up, folks? This week on the Wrestling Mayhem Show, we talk about the present, the past, and the future of Daniel Bryan. Boy, do we love wrestling. We cover some indie wrestling, as we always do. Of course, we talk to you, the fans. It's a good time to be a wrestling fan. Wrestling Mayhem Show. Stick around.
This edition of Wrestling Mayhem Show is brought to you by... Check out the insane Fans Bring the Weapons match at Unleashed 5 and the surprising championship tournament at the upcoming Resurrection DVD and digital download release. Find out more at rwalive.com. Want to have your business or podcast featured on the show? Contact us at info@sorgatronmedia.com. Subject line, advertising.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack.
Welcome to the Wrestling Mayhem Show number 379. It's July 23rd, 2013. We have an incredible show for you tonight. No more messing around, folks. It was just test shows up until tonight. Tonight, we get serious. Joining me this week, as always, my producer, Sorgatron.
Hello, LB. Yes, this is a very, very serious Wrestling Mayhem Show. I hope you're having a very solemn and thoughtful night over there.
Absolutely. Straightforward, to the point. That's our new motto, folks. Joining us very remotely, reporting from the Deep South, Eamon, a.k.a. WrestleFan.
I'm glad for being a part of this conversation. We are definitely going to be discussing some very serious things, and hopefully we'll learn a little bit tonight.
Excellent. Eamon, good to see you're in good health. And joining us with the weather is the one and only Weatherman Riz.
Happy Easter.
All right, that was good. I think that's as serious as we can get. Folks, you can find us each and every week at our home, WrestlingMayhemShow.com. You can also find us just about anywhere else there are quality podcasts in the world. Don't look for us in Walmart. Don't look for us in Target. They only run the bad podcasts. You can listen to us on your iPhone, Android phone, BlackBerry, WebOS phones. That's right. You can find us anywhere. You can listen to us on Stitcher, which is, incidentally, smart radio for your phone. You can find us on Downcast, Podcruncher, and yes, even the generic iOS app for podcasts that only works about half the time.
One of the 1 billion.
One of the 1 billion. That's exactly right, folks,
more?
but ours is the best. That's the difference. Go over to iTunes, do a little search for Wrestling Mayhem Show, and leave us an iTunes comment. Rate us high, because then we'll make more.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch us every Tuesday night, right about 9 o'clock at WrestlingMayhemShow.blip.tv. Is that right?
No, it's live.sorgatronmedia.com. I've been meaning to fix that the last couple of weeks. Live.sorgatronmedia.com. You can join us in the chat room live. But we are also on Blip TV if you want to look for us there, and on Roku devices via the Blip TV app and YouTube's.
Exactly. YouTube.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Folks, you look like fucking hobos. I am dead serious. You look like shit. What is wrong with you? What the fuck are you wearing? You need to be dressed like a gentleman. The only way you can achieve that is heading over to ProWrestlingTees.com and buying some Wrestling Mayhem Show t-shirts. There's some great stuff over there, and then there's some great stuff coming up. The greatest of all, however, the best offering that we here at the Wrestling Mayhem Show can give to you, our flesh and blood, our very own little baby, the Wrestling Mayhem Show app. It's incredible, folks, and for the low, low price of $1.99, you can get unprecedented access to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. You can get gold, which is something that we record specially for your ass. You can get full episodes of the Wrestling Mayhem Show, archived as far back as your granddaddy. That's right, your granddaddy listened to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Keep the tradition alive. There it is. Sorg's got it up. Wrestling Mayhem Show had just $1.99. Full episodes, video and audio. It's absolutely fantastic. And if you don't own it, what the fuck are you doing? Go and buy a shirt to clothe your filthy hobo ass. Go and buy this $1.99 app to clothe your filthy hobo phone and just indulge yourself in the mayhem. Folks, like I said, every Tuesday night, here we are, Wrestling Mayhem Show. And if you really, really want to make an impact, if you want to be famous worldwide,
Celebrity
for
even.
at least a week, you give us an email. What's that email?
Good time.
Good times. That's right, folks. Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Or you can give us a call. And this is important because we want to hear those sweet, sensuous voices. 412-206-WMS0. That's 412-206-9670. Oh, speaking of which, we got some people who want to talk to us. Sorg, where do we start?
Oh, we got one right up top. I believe Eamon called this one.
I did, because it is spectacular. We got one from our resident lady, one leg kick TKO. She replies to us, Dear Wrestling Mayhem Show, which horrifying, grotesque monstrosity parading itself as a representation of someone in the WWE do you like the most in the cover art for Mick Foley's new comic book? My heart wants to say Stone Mick Foley up in the top right corner, but my eyes always get drawn to Moonface Jack Swagger, so I've got to go with him. And she left a picture for reference, and I don't know, is that up?
I'll be able to bring it up in a minute. I'm sorry.
Well, I know, us can see it. What is your personal favorite? I have to point out one Randall Keith Orton in the top left, looking like he just did something sneaky. He looks like he just, he looks like he did something bad. He has a who me sort of face, and it's pretty entertaining.
No, the best one, top left corner, right next to Hornswoggle.
Of course.
Who's that?
He looks like he just pooped in somebody's bag, and he's
Yeah, but he
laughing
doesn't
about
realize
it. The Great Cully is just standing there with like, I'm gonna get you. Look at that face. Look at that face. Audio listeners, he is giving a weird look.
Everybody else, because we don't have it on the screen yet.
Oh, shit.
Hold on, I
I'm
got
a
it
big
coming
fan
up
of what appears to be who the fuck is that? Just a generic rat-faced guy in the W there.
Oh, and just
I
like right in the middle of it.
I think that's Miz.
Wait,
Oh,
Ricardo
yeah.
Rodriguez?
Wow, this is bad. This is like those bad like 80s pictures of politicians.
Are you talking about Ricardo Rodriguez, like right near the W?
No, in the top of the W.
Who's this? Who's this at the bottom looking
Who
sneaky?
is that?
Is that Mike Quackenbush? What the
Is that
hell?
supposed to be RVD?
What's wrong with CM Punk's face? I don't know what they're thinking. Who's
I
drawing
like
this
how
shit?
Kane is looking happy and still disfigured.
I like how Undertaker looks nothing like the Undertaker.
Also, who's the black guy above Kane?
Who is this guy in the middle? What is going on?
Who's the person next to Ryback with the ponytail? Who the fuck
That's
is that?
RVD, is it?
Oh man!
Is it RVD? I think
No,
it's Ziggler.
RVD's not blonde. He looks like he's doing this thing.
I'm going to tweet this out to you guys so you can see it.
It's like,
It's at
who the
Mayhem
heck-
Show.
Who's next to Zeb Coulter? And why
That's
does he have
gotta
a
be-
crater in his ear?
It's nuts. Let's move on. We'll put this out there for the people. Let's get this in the chat room and they can comment
pretty
on it.
glorious.
They actually have it in the chat room already. So wow.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, this is... Oh.
Wow.
Leg kick continues. A reversal of last week's inquiry. What is your favorite internationally named move? I have to go with the German suplex. It is, after all, the best suplex. Though the Egyptian Destroyer is pretty great too. Osirian Portal is back. Yay! Oh, and since Eamon can't follow the rules, I'm assigning him the Alabama Slam. I expect 3 pages on that subject waiting in my inbox before next week's show begins. I can already start it off. The Alabama Slam is an amazing move that was perfected by the worst wrestler on the face of the planet.
Don't you dare say that about Hardcore Holly.
I'm going.
Yeah, I will say that about Hardcore Holly.
What about you, LB?
Oh no.
No, Riz.
No, I'm not ready yet.
Mexican surfboard.
All right.
There
Done.
you go.
That's pretty good.
I'm going to go with the Texas Cloverleaf because let's face it, they're not really a
wait.
state.
Oh, they're not... okay.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I got it.
I'm gonna go for the most international of all maneuvers and do the around the world slam.
All
Look
right.
at you.
All right. That's I'm blanking on a lot of like moves on that one.
Canadian Destroyer.
Canadian Destroyer, Canadian Maple Leaf from
Mhm.
Bobby. That's good.
Indian Deathlock?
That-
Well, that's a nationality.
It's from India.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
That's out of Irish Whip, European Uppercut,
Punjabi
Spanish Fly. Wow, these guys. The chat room's got
Irish Whip
this.
is the best one.
Wow.
Wow. We were not on our toes for this question. Thank you, chat
Not
room.
at all.
Punjabi
Who
Punch.
was it? Wasn't it? Was
Nate-
it Shawn Michaels? Shawn Michaels, like real early in his career, used to do the Jew kick. Is that right? Just a straight Jew kick. Am I wrong? Is that all right?
That LB.
Oh, in the chat, they're saying Native American Deathlock.
Oh.
Irish Whip. That's a good one.
Yep.
She finishes with, finally, I just want to say thank you for all the yelling the past shows have had.
Okay.
Far too often there are podcast/radio shows where the hosts sound to be a step away from making out. I'm looking at you, Meltzer and Alvarez. But luckily, the only emotion present on the Wrestling Mayhem Show is virulent fucking hatred for one another. It's a real breath of fresh air.
I disagree
Your
with
Gorilla's
that.
friend,
Hold on.
leg kick TKO.
I disagree with that because there are times when I want to, make out with Lunchbox on this show.
That's true.
Yeah, see, that's true. That's very true. I've had
That
my
is
tongue
true.
in each and every one of my co-hosts this week at some point or another. So I guess it's just who's on the show that week. Really.
Hey, Lunchbox. Lunchbox. Right there, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Audio listeners
if it'll-
just don't even know what the hell is just going on. And they
If
don't
it'll
need
make
to know.
leg kick TKO, then happy. Then Riz,
Oh.
you filthy dirty man. No, no, Riz, no. You sit and think about what you did.
I don't have to
No.
think what I did, sir. How
No.
dare you? Yes.
No. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Guys,
No.
guys.
No.
Yes. Shut up, WrestleFan.
We're
This is
missing
our
a
time
key
to talk.
point. We're missing something that we forgot to mention on the
shut
show.
your fucking mouth. You shut it.
No, I have to mention of how much of a celebrity our host Sorg is now.
No, you don't have to mention
That's
that.
true.
Not on this show.
That's
Yes,
true.
we
That's
do.
true.
No,
Yes,
Nope,
no,
we're
you
going to
don't.
talk about it. Sorg was
We're
on the
gonna talk
news.
about it, Sorg. Sorg,
celebrity,
we're going
Sorg.
to talk about this now. You were on the
Sorg
news.
was on the local news.
I'm
Good
just
job.
going to keep saying the word celebrity until I hear someone in the New York area shitting their pants in anger.
Oh, callbacks to previous episodes.
All right, next
So,
email. We got another email.
Cero?
Let's move on. Oh, Cero? Yes. I'll get it. Hey, people of Mayhem, just some things that need to be mentioned. Number one, that Raw main event. I add, shit, son. Two, I don't care what you think. Chris Sabin as the world champion is amazing, and kudos on TNA for taking the ballsy move, even if he ends up being a transitional champion. And I am unprepared for this next one. Give me 1 second. And number three, here is a picture of Batista holding a baby raccoon. Oh, I'm curious. Now you've piqued my
Is
interest.
it in his mouth? Or
It is
like,
holding a baby. Is it like Kevin Rose throwing it down the stairs? Oh my. Oh my. Here we go, guys. Here we go. There he is! Baby raccoon.
oh,
Holy shit.
That's Rocket Raccoon when he was young. That's what's up.
All the
There
emotions.
you go. Number four, ROH's Night of Hoopla was great. It was like ROH's rated R version of Chikara. Go watch it. I was highly recommended to go see it by one JP that we worked with over the weekend.
Sorg, you're doing it wrong.
What?
It's not hoopla.
Night of Hoopla.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes,
Thank you.
yes. All right, it was been a while because I have not been following it as much as I want to. Right. So the last time I got to see it was like when they're in town here. Number 5, when the camera doesn't show Cena's title in his new shirt, it becomes quite a suggestive T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. And by petition,
I really want.
Yes.
I really want the back of his shirt, like the front says "The champ is here," and the back to just say "The champ is my penis."
Oh, and that's my penis. Gotcha. And by petition of Mike on Facebook, celebrity. Thank you. Cero. Out. Sent from my PC computer. Excellent. LB, I think you got a big one coming up here.
See,
Oh.
Wrong, Axel.
ready? Hey, I was thinking about the accent thing, and remember when I forget his name. Who was it that used to write in, and I would read them in a black voice? Who was that?
I don't know. Was it a black person, Mr. Tech would drive or
Was it Wolf?
something?
Yeah. I think that was right because he would
has such
he would
decorative
say the
names.
N-word, and I would say ninja.
Yes. What does that have to do with this?
Nothing. I just seem to read a lot of emails and accents. That's all.
Lunchbox,
Yes, sir.
read the damn email.
Whoa.
I'll read. You know what, Riz? You know what? I'm gonna
What?
read the email.
Read
I'm gonna
that
read
email.
the email. And
Read
also,
that
I
email.
love you.
Right
Okay. What do you got? What do you got to say about that?
there.
It's me, it's Big PPC, motherfucking fan of the motherfucking year. Holy gauntlet match, Batman. I always enjoy gauntlet matches. That Daniel Bryan match was amazing. Raw was overall pretty good, as well. Looking forward to SummerSlam, Punk and Brock, and other matches. The Real Americans and Ryback versus Daniel Bryan match that could not be better. A gauntlet match should happen once every 2 months or so. TNA, not bad. Chris Sabin. Questions. So, if you could make a dream gauntlet match, what would it be? D-Bry versus Angle, and then versus Brock, and then versus RVD versus Bret Hart. Till next week, it's been me. It's been at Big PPC. Take care, Mayhem Crew. Sent from my FN.
That's awesome.
So, if you could make a dream gauntlet match, what would it be?
Oh, shit.
Well, I mean,
It's good for the listeners.
Let's think about the gauntlet match. Hold on. Because I mean, are we ever excited to see a gauntlet match? Like really?
I was last night.
We were last night. Like this is a rare instance. I think that almost. Though I mean, it was our dream, as in there was a good match right in the center of it, right?
Usually,
And a good match before it.
Yeah.
usually
Could've
they
lost
have
any of the
build-up.
matches.
What-
Usually they have like, okay, we're gonna have this guy face low-level talent, go up to like a medium, maybe tougher talent, to superstar.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, we'll go this guy, and they're all good. So it was a weird thing to see on Raw.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view maybe, but Raw.
Really, on pay-per-view? You expect to
Maybe.
see
Not a
something like that on
gauntlet match.
pay-per-view? No, this is a
Well,
filler
just
for Raw.
just one that.
And by the way, I think it is the most effective gauntlet use I've seen up to this
Yeah,
point.
You know
because
why?
there was
Oh,
there were no jobbers in there at all.
Because
And there's also a story
Bad
behind
job.
it.
he had a story, and I think he actually proved himself with that. And you got to do something with Ryback. Yes, I know that was the man. Really, we have to do this now. But I mean, like him and Cesaro had a fantastic match in the middle of that, which made it even more
fantastic.
fantastic.
Fantastic, can't even describe it.
No,
Match of the year.
Match of the goddamn year.
And doesn't it seem
Seriously.
like we're saying that a lot on Raw this year?
No,
Yeah.
nothing is going to top that.
Yeah, I know. And we've had really good ones, like damn good ones recently. But yeah, that's definitely up there, right?
But
So-
this is like what when Punk and Bryan was up in the main event at I think it was WrestleMania, wasn't it? And that was when Bryan broke out.
Mm-hmm.
Now Bryan and Cesaro there, and Bryan's doing the same thing with Cesaro. He's now they're now seeing that he can carry a match as well.
Mm-hmm.
As good as Daniel Bryan, who is a WWE title contender.
And I love that because it really is, I think, just showing like I feel like, and I said this during the hangout, I feel like those two just fought for their lives last night.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so fantastic.
Hey, yeah, apparently the critics out there that are saying that Bryan and Cesaro like can't make it and they're boring or whatever, you're dumb.
Yeah.
You're all the dumb.
Who is saying that though? Like,
There are
you
people.
really hearing that a lot?
This is a behind the scenes word apparently.
Hey guys,
Oh no.
Let's see.
Even on the
We're
internet, it's not your Ring of Honor fans or anything like that, but there are people that really doubt that Bryan and Cesaro will ever do anything in the WWE.
They, them, Wyatt. I know how you're playing that.
I think a big
yeah. Go ahead.
I think a big part of the reason why the gauntlet match worked so well last night is because it was believable that Daniel Bryan could have lost every one of those matches.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
The last few times they used a gauntlet match, let's see, I know Cena was in one, you had Ryback, you had Big Show, all fucking with like, the tag team division and everything like that in these huge gauntlet matches. And you knew that no, they weren't losing anything. But Daniel Bryan genuinely could have lost any one of those matches.
And I do hate like tag team gauntlet matches. You're right. I guess that does happen on pay-per-views. But I hate it when they do that. Give me a fatal 4-way or something, but fuck a gauntlet match. It doesn't make any sense to me for a belt. You drop the champions in, I don't know, maybe third. You drop them last. You don't know how these are picked. Somebody like you throw a heel in there last to swoop in the last minute and pick the bones. Come on, guys. Really?
It's very much playing by the numbers, and like you said, this was a story that played out.
Exactly.
It made it was compelling. I believe that at any point in time, Daniel Bryan could have gotten beat by any one of those men.
Mm-hmm. And I think so. I guess the answer to this is like I don't think any of us have thought about a dream gauntlet match, but last night I think fulfilled those promises.
I do.
What you do? You do have one.
I do have one.
Okay.
I know.
See, I am not dissing your question. I'm going to answer it. Mark Henry is the guy who's going into the gauntlet.
He's the Gauntlet T.
Yeah, he's the gauntlet T.
Or the gauntlet turf.
No. Is it gauntlet turf or gauntlet?
Yeah, it would be the
No,
Gauntlet T.
gauntlet.
Who is he wrestling? Who does he wrestle now?
He is wrestling. The first leg, Yoshitatsu.
I love what it's going.
Second leg, Zack Ryder.
Okay, I follow.
Third leg, just because I saw him on my television for the first time in God knows how long, Alex Riley. And there's your gauntlet. Just have him squash everybody.
I see what you did there. And what I had in mind was kind of a reverse. Either take somebody very small, like Rey Mysterio or Sin Cara, or someone that we're not generally fans of, like Zack Ryder, or or even your Yoshitatsu. And the gauntlet is the gauntlet is Great Khali.
Okay.
And then Big Show. And then Andre the Giant. Just increasing in size and bulk as you go up.
So you'll have a time machine there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well, he put Bret Hart into his, and I figured that meant Bret Hart in his prime. So.
Yep.
Good point.
All right, we got another email here from Bobby. Number one. What?
Number 1, Randy Orton wasn't on Raw. No, I'm sorry. That's not.
Here, want me to do it?
You want? If you want, okay.
I'll do it.
Do it. Do it in the accent.
No, he doesn't have an accent. He's from Johnstown.
Do it in Johnstown accent.
Number 1.
That is not
Randy
an
Orton
underwater
wasn't
impression.
on Raw. Number 2. Cesaro and Bryan made me want to be a better man and a wrestling fan.
Okay.
3. Pandas eat bamboo shoots.
Okay.
Shoots.
Well, he's not
Roman
wrong.
numeral 4. Where was the family? At my house. Oh, you
Making
mean
me
that?
dinner?
Oh, you mean that family? I don't know where they are. And $. Ava Marie seemed like a nice lady.
No.
No.
Bobby, I know.
P.S. P.S. Randy Orton wasn't on Raw. Good night. Bobby F. J. Town.
There you go. Well, yeah, the family wasn't there and Big Show wasn't there. What the hell? But also Randy Orton wasn't there. But Randy Orton did, I believe, get injured on SmackDown. So
Allegedly.
injured. So there's that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something came up. Who knows? Maybe they're going somewhere else with them. Maybe this is going to become a SmackDown thing because somebody maybe didn't like them. Because I know they were on main event last week. Maybe that's a move. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a main event's feature. You're just gonna have to watch it Wednesday night. But I got
Oh,
a
you have
voicemail.
42.
What?
Nothing. Go on.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm very sorry. Go on.
So, but we do have a voicemail.
We do.
It is bro. Fucking diggity. Yeah, I'm a day late, but I got to listen to the show so now I can say some shit. Number 1. Matt Collins already said what I was going to say about Randy Orton. They gave him the briefcase so that if he decides to shit in somebody's bag, get high, and get kicked the fuck out, or take roids, or whatever, they strip him of the briefcase and they don't have to give up a title. Basically, this is like probation. If he decides to do something stupid, would take the briefcase on the title run. If
Okay.
you get the title, basically saying you cannot fuck up at this point where you're fired. Period, end of story. That's why they did that. Number 2, I'm in for the Wyatt family. I was mad still, because promo videos not equal good characters. D. Kazarni. Now that I've actually seen him
dropping
do
the
something
Kazarni.
more than just smash the shit out of Kane and stare at him, I'm in. Bray Wyatt, I'm in. Love that promo. That was fantastic. Plus, I would love to know if he actually said something to R-Truth or if he just, gave me kiss before he hit the finish. That shit was cool. 3, Rob Van Dam. They did that to bring in older wrestling fans who have kids who already watch wrestling. Kids watching wrestling going, that shit crazy for John Cena. Then they throw up that little promo like Rob Van Dam's coming back. Dad peeks at it. He's like, Rob Van Dam? I haven't heard that name in years. He watches that shit, watches the Money in the Bank match, watches Raw. Now he's happy. Now he's watching wrestling again. More eyeballs on the product, kids. Number 2 for Rob Van Dam. WrestleFamily were not even close. Rob Van Dam didn't get an actual WWE title run until 2006. The Rock was a super mega star in 99, 2000, 2001. You're off by 5 years. Also, ECW was only available in select markets. Here he never got it. And you had to live in Pittsburgh, Philly, or New York in order to get it.
never got
ECW was awesome for what it was, but it certainly wasn't everywhere. And finally, go watch the Usos in the Shield match because that shit was incredible and gave me tightness to my pants. This is the full fucking diggity, and you're fucking welcome. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. F diggity. I do this every time. Fuck you for saying it. The F. Professional. Thinks like shit in here. So I farted. Woo!
There you go. So laying into our thoughts on RVD there last week there, WrestleFan Eamon.
Yeah, no, I'm never going to explain it to anyone. I'm never going to explain it. It's okay. Whatever. You guys like it, that's cool.
Yeah, we like it. So, yeah. With that, anybody else got any comments on the Bo F. Diggity town? No?
I agree with Bo F. Diggity.
Yes, always with the Bo F.
I like it when he eats biscuits.
And Matt Carlins likes it when he says his name. Guys, with that, hey, that's the first segment we're checking out. That's all the fan interactions, not to mention all the interactions are going to be going with us all night at live.sorgatronmedia.com in the chat. But in the meantime, we're going to go to the Indie Minute, but first we're going to touch base and get back to Serious Town as DJ Lunchbox here brings us a little PSA about you and your friends and the Avengers. We'll be right back.
Command points. Unstable ISO. Gold bars. These might seem like harmless words, but they're actually terms of addiction. Hi, I'm DJ Lunchbox of the Wrestling Mayhem Show. The Facebook game Avengers Alliance claims over $750,000 every 5 hours. Just as many lives each and every month. If you or someone you know is being abused by freemium games using beloved childhood characters to manipulate their wallets and time, call the number below. Get them help. Talk to them. Tell them you care. Remember, it's never too late to avenge your friends.
Thanks, DJ Lunchbox. That was very insightful of you. I appreciate what you just said right now. And now it's time for a little segment we like to call the Indie Minute, where we talk about indie wrestling.
Indie Minute!
Because it's something that you should care about.
Yes.
Yes, take last night's Raw, for example. Trust me, it's something you should care about.
That's not indie news.
What?
It's not indie news.
I'm just making a point.
No, he's making a point because this is something.
Making a point.
I'm sorry, I saw these two go at it in person like several years before. We know what's coming, just like the ones of us that knew about the Wyatts before everybody else did, and got the tightness in our pants over it.
Almost all wrestlers started in the indies.
Oh yeah.
Those people that you say that some people like to, say, oh, they're just indie wrestlers. They may be the people that you love to watch in 10 years. Doing it for money. So yeah.
Doing it.
Yeah, that's how
Sorry.
Man likes it. Yeah. So the first event that is happening soon, if you're in the California area, I know Alex Carr has mentioned that he wanted me to talk about this. PWG, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla out of Reseda, California, is having their Big Ten event on August 9th. That's ironic. It's going to be a fun show. The main event is a three-way match for the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Championship. Adam Cole versus Kevin Steen versus Drake Younger. There's tons of amazing talent. They have some of the best talent in the United States and beyond competing for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. If you want to go check them out, that's ProWrestlingGuerrilla.com. Go either check out that event, 10, or get your tickets soon for the Battle of Los Angeles, which is coming up in August, late August, where, it's going to be one of their biggest tournaments of the year. It's known to be one of their best weekends of the year. Tons of great wrestling. So if you're in the California area, I encourage you to go check them out and go show them some love. Like I mentioned, ProWrestlingGuerrilla.com for more info. And the second thing I want to talk about is actually not an event. It is a bit of a plug. It is a bit of a promotion. And I wanted to put it out there. You all remember a friend of the show, Gary J, right?
Yeah, he was a cool ginger.
Yeah, cool ginger, loves crazy jackets and all that fun stuff. He is a top wrestler in the Midwest area. He is someone that doesn't get a whole lot of credit, in my opinion, because he's actually a really phenomenal pro wrestler. And I think he's... Whoa.
Sorry, something misfired.
There we go. And I think he's actually very good. IWA Mid-South, which is back, by the way, guys, hey, they announced that they're, one, from the fact that they're back, but also that they're returning with their annual Ted Petty Invitational, which is their big tournament every year. You know, men and the independents have used that tournament to sort of break out and get more known. And they are petitioning you, the fans, can help decide the 24th member. You can help decide the 24th member of that tournament. If you have a favorite indie wrestler, you can, tell them, and hopefully they'll be added as the 24th participant. But I encourage you, because he is sort of getting a lot of people petitioning for him. A lot of people are sort of speaking out that they want Gary J to be that 24th man. I encourage you, if you haven't already, go bug IWA Mid-South either on Twitter or Facebook and tell them you want Gary J in the Ted Petty Invitational. He is someone that absolutely deserves it. He's not just a friend of the show, but he is an amazingly talented pro wrestler. I can't speak highly enough of him. So go bug IWA Mid-South. Tell them you want Gary J in the Ted Petty Invitational. And, yeah, tell them the Wrestling Mayhem Show sent you.
Excellent.
And the final thing that I want to talk about is the stuff that happened in the Pittsburgh area this weekend for our friends at International Wrestling Cartel. Sorgatron Media was there for Proving Grounds 2. Sorg, how was the show?
It was a great show, as expected. I thought it was a great bit of talent. Your boy Guerva, or whatever his name was.
Sammy Guevara.
Yes, I got to talk to him. He's a real cool dude. Real good match with Facade. A few new, Ashley Amherst from, we know him from over at RWA popped in. A couple new faces popping in from the training school. So we'll see how it goes with them. Friends of the show, Andrew Palace and Brian McDowell with the awesome bowling gimmick just keeps getting better. And great match with Jimmy Nuts and friend of the show, John McChesney, to top off the show. A lot of great young talent. Nice little kind of sampler of what's going on out there. And really, it actually, match-wise, I think it worked out even better than it did last year. There was a street fight in the middle that was pretty crazy with Marshall Gambino and Chess Flexor and the Blue Collar Slaughterhouse and all that kind of stuff. Definitely a really cool show to go to. A lot of real good faces there. RJ City did not make it, so I'm really disappointed with that. But I understand that he should be coming to the IWC here shortly. So maybe, I think, Cage Fury or so. So keep an eye out for that. So I'm really excited for that with their next big Cage show coming up. DVD should be out here within the next week for that. So go check it out. More information for that over at IWCWrestling.com to get that and people's thoughts on how everything shook out from the night. So.
Awesome. Go check that out. Check out Sorg.
Yes. Can I add one more thing, Wrestle Fan? I'm really surprised that you didn't bring this up too much. And it's the thing that kind of exploded there. There was a little bit of a video that popped up on the board by one. I'll get the name here in a second. But a little kind of teaser video here where Mike Quackenbush pops up.
Yeah. A little bit is unknown about it. I don't know exactly what's it about. It seems like one Mike Quackenbush. That voice is very familiar. That face is very familiar.
Oh, no, it's Mike Quackenbush. It's very clearly Mike Quackenbush, and he very clearly
says he's got a bit of a stubble, though, so
it's going to be the Wrestle Factory. Listen, I've listened to the Grizzly Bear Egg Cafe. I know Mike Quackenbush when I listen to a Mike Quackenbush. So very excited to see whatever the hell is happening with Chikara. Something is living on there, including the Wrestle Factory, which, as grown, how many great wrestlers out of that we've seen come from Chikara.
One Antonio
Cesaro, for instance. I believe one local G Raver with RWA came from there, I think he said. Great collection of people that came out of there. Good to see that's going to continue. And really, I think that was still a pretty good base of operations for what becomes to Chikara. So we'll see what they build out of there, or convert, or change, or whatever is going to go on with that. Secondarily, I know Alex Cars, and if he can drop us some opinions here, maybe for next show or so. I know he said he's subscribing to the Wrestling Is /Chikara stream, or downloadable stream, or all you can eat stream they got going on there. So I'm hoping he can give us kind of an idea what's how that experience is. Definitely something I've considered, but again, I've kind of subscribed to too many services at this point between my Netflix and my Hulu and my Marvel Unlimited, so I can't really justify the time at the moment. But definitely one where if one of those fall out, I get sick of comics for a little bit, I might pick that up for a little bit, So I love that idea because I've been always wanting to go back and watch some of Chikara, but of course I just find the DVDs way too cost prohibitive. So, but I'm willing to drop $8 a month on that thing if I have the time.
Oh yeah.
So,
all the DVDs that you get for that's amazing. So yeah, that, my friends, is the Indie Minute for this week.
Awesome. And so with that, let's go to check out what's going on Gold this week. What's going on in the RWA? How's that DVD looking for the new Resurrection 4? That was a crazy mini tournament there for the vacated title. Some really interesting stuff happened there. And then we'll be right back with Remember When.
I got a book for you guys. It's called How to Sharpen a Pencil. And I know this sounds like one of those jokes that I have made up in the past, but it is a real, actual, in fact book. Good evening. This week on the Wrestling Mayhem Show, I'm just gonna sit here and gaze into your eyes. No. Here's the problem. It's pronounced Sorg. The word you want is wonton. Not wonton. Welcome back, folks. Oh boy, that RWA show. Man, what a swerve at the end. That was absolutely fantastic. Speaking of swerves, we're not going to be speaking about swerves. We're going to get into a little segment that we like to call Remember When. Remember when. Remember when. Remember when. Folks, boy, Daniel Bryan put on a clinic this week. He did fantastic work with all those involved, especially Antonio Cesaro. But he wasn't always known as Daniel Bryan. There was a time where he was known as the Dragon. The American Dragon. When he was he the American Dragon?
Yes.
Yes, he was.
Okay. All right, thank you. He was known as the American Dragon. He went by another name. Bryan Danielson. That's right, folks. He was the man, greatest wrestler in the world before he was the greatest wrestler in the world. And this week on Remember When, we're going to take a little trip through the time machine, the indie time machine, remembering our favorite, not Daniel Bryan, but Bryan Danielson moments. I'll start. They had a very short-lived feud in Ring of Honor. He was the Ring of Honor heavyweight champion, or world champion, or whatever the fuck their big one was. And he came out, he was a big heel, and he had the full beard like he has now, and he was angry and violent, and he was like, I will beat anybody in that locker room, I don't give a shit, which, always brings out somebody interesting, and boy, did it. Who did it bring out? Delirious. That's right, folks. Shit. The gibbering madman, almost comedy act up to that point, came out, and he got the fuck kicked out of him by Bryan Danielson. Holy shit. He was like tearing holes in his mask and beating him, and he was bleeding all over the place, and it was absolutely incredible. The character of Delirious was different from that point on. They put on a phenomenal match together, absolutely incredible. That is probably my favorite Bryan Danielson match. Specifically, this was back in the day, and there was a fan video made to it, set to Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria, and it was awesome. Do yourself a favor, you can find it on YouTube, find it, listen to it, watch it. It's absolutely fantastic. WrestleFan, I know you got a good answer.
Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria. Ironically enough, current NXT theme song, so.
Mm-hmm.
Toss shit around. The first Ring of Honor DVD I ever bought, I don't remember the date. I remember it was in Chicago, and it was an event called Better Than Our Best. And on this event, Bryan Danielson defended the Ring of Honor World title against Lance Storm. And that was a pretty spectacular match. Those two guys gelled very well together. That was my first time seeing Bryan Danielson, and I loved it, and I thought it was amazing. And it really, gave a sense of what he was all about. That whole fighting spirit, the whole, everything, based on technical ability, and the fact that can be, that can be something, and that also, going like 3 or 4 years later, after I bought that DVD, I got to see Bryan Danielson live for the first time at an event that Sorg and Lunchbox and a bunch of other Pittsburgh people were at, and that was the Chikara show in Cleveland, Ohio, where Bryan Danielson made a bit of a run of the indies after coming back from being someone else and choking someone. He made a run of the indies, and I got to see him in like a little, like, just hot, like, what was it, like a almost like a VFW sort of, like, wrestling Tim Donst.
Yeah, I think it was like an American Legion.
It was
building.
a moose.
It's wrestling Tim Donst in a fucking awesome match, and it was an amazing experience, and I remember that experience a lot. And Bryan Danielson, to that point, is one of my favorite professional wrestlers. Reyes!
Lunchbox, you stole mine.
Riz?
You took mine.
Did I?
Wow.
Yeah, I was going for the Danielson and Delirious bloodfest that was when Delirious impaled his own hand to the ring post. But to go back to the few years after the few months after he did what he did, I want to. The first YouTube video I saw of him afterwards was him and Kenny Omega doing the spot that never ends. It was just him and Kenny Omega just going back and forth against the ropes, doing the crisscross and everything. And it was one of the funniest videos I've seen then. And if you had time, you can play that right now if you want. And I'll watch it over and over and over and over and over again. The fans started singing along the lamb chop song, but with the spot that never ends, and it's awesome.
You need to find that one. I haven't been able to pull it up.
I'll look for it, Sorg.
Please, yes.
You run the show, Sorg.
All right. Well, I found everybody else's videos, I think, and I put them all on Twitter and on the Facebook and everything. So you guys go check the board and let me know if those are the correct videos that you were talking about, and people can go check them out, or put other ones and put your favorite ones, because a lot of these are on YouTube, of course. And amazingly, I said I need to before the thing, I need to look at this because I don't remember much of this night. But I actually have a program that sits here in the studio here. It's kind of one of my mementos. This, I believe, was my first Ring of Honor show, as I mentioned in the past. Death by Dishonor 6, New York City at the Hammerstein Ballroom, August 1st, 2008. 4-way elimination match for the ROH Championship. Of course, had Bryan Danielson. Also had Claudio Castagnoli. Hey! We know, of course,
Who the fuck is that?
Mr. Cero, we saw last night. Also, one Tyler Black.
Who
had a killer match. Wasn't that a month ago? Seth Rollins had his Daniel. Oh, I'm confused now. That guy.
Very confusing segment.
Yes.
Bryan Bryanson.
And the last,
I had it written down. I had to keep looking at it.
it fucks with me so bad. And then the last member of that, of course, was one now not wrestling anymore. That's the wrong one. It's a couch.
Couch.
Nigel McGuinness. So I'm
Brilliant.
so glad that I found this thing because
And not low key.
relive. That's me again, or that's not me again. There I am. So yeah, I again that was like my first Ring of Honor show. I had not had the opportunity to watch much of this stuff on YouTube or DVDs or stuff like it sounds like you guys had. So I was wildly uninformed on this guy going into everything. So there you go. And now it might be the height. I don't know. Let's see what happens in SummerSlam. You know, what do you think? I mean, well, holy crap! Didn't we even talk about this last week? Probably not. We went on a whole other way, didn't we?
I got yelled at last week.
But
so.
I mean, seriously, like
you always get yelled at.
it was at that point where if they said any other name last week on Raw, wow, I'm glad that's where they were going with that, right?
At least I hope that was where they were
and
going.
I know there's probably some social engineering in there. Wait, real quick, from the chat room. Tony Garza, PWG 100, one of the funniest matches ever. I'm presuming.
I think that's the part that's from Riz's match.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
He says favorite Dragon match: Bryan Danielson versus Takeshi Morishima at the Manhattan Mayhem 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Leg Kick brings up a good point about mine. The best part about that was he did at the Cleveland show. He cut a post-match promo saying that he was going to go to TNA. And so we could see Desmond Wolfe versus Lloyd Boner.
Oh, I remember that. I remember seeing that video. If you guys can find these on YouTube or anything, please put them on the Facebook board, tweet us or anything so we can share them so everybody can kind of flash back them. I mean, guys, at this point, this stuff's readily available on YouTube. You know, I know.
Leg Kick says best Bryan Danielson match was versus John Cena on Velocity in 2003. Not really.
There you go. Awesome. But you know, seriously though, we're going into SummerSlam. We got John Cena versus Bryan Danielson. Fuck. Daniel Bryan. That guy with the beard that hates neckties. You know, what do we think going in? Are we like, is this the time? Or is this another kind of test run for him?
I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if they don't do it solely on the fact that they don't think he's got it yet, I think that's a true shame, and they aren't looking close enough.
Well, the interesting is going to be as well, is it going to be the last match? Or are we going to get like Punk Brock on there?
That's a good point.
You're kind of like, well, what will happen? Because it's Cena involved, but you have the Brock Punk thing. So would it be interesting? No?
Brock is not a celebrity like The Rock. He's not going to go on last. He's barely a celebrity at all.
I love this entire conversation.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I don't think they'll go on last. I really don't. He's not John Cena or The Rock or The Undertaker. I think it'll be the WWE title.
They're over it at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they'll have him and they'll get some stuff out of it, but he's not going to be the main guy on the show unless he's fighting at Triple H or Cena for the belt at this point, right?
Yeah.
Can I mention how I would, if they're going to do something screwy with it, I would definitely prefer Daniel Bryan winning and then Randy Orton cashing in afterwards and beating him, as opposed to what they sort of did to Mark Henry, where they just let him tap out clean.
Yeah.
Imagine Daniel Bryan wins the title, Randy Orton goes to cash in, small package out of nowhere.
Oh, that would make my boner so hard.
And he retains, yeah.
Yeah.
Randy Orton would be the first one to cash in spontaneously and lose, as opposed to Cena, who's like, get ready!
And
Get ready!
And Carlins is saying, seems like a better idea is to do Bryan wins Rumble on the way to winning WWE title at Mania. Yes, if that's... I don't think they're going to go to Mania with that as the money match. That is the fans match. Let's be honest. This is the fans match. This is
here's
not
what I'm thinking.
I don't think you go John Cena versus The Rock and then go John Cena versus Bryan Danielson. Fuck.
Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan.
It's gonna be a drinking game.
D-Bry.
D-Bry.
Call him D-Bry.
To the
It's
D-Bry.
okay.
Your boy D-Bry.
Yeah. But somebody have a point, please.
Yes, I do have a point.
Okay, good.
Oh, I don't even know what this point is. Wait, what are we talking about?
Listen, if Daniel Bryan continues to put on matches like he did last night, he is going to win over the casual fans that are into Cena and Orton and all
That's
that.
true. Dude, the kids love him. The kids love him.
Yeah. Look, CM Punk won him over.
Yeah. And
He's fucking listed on the cover of things.
We see how crazy the fans have been the last couple of weeks on Raw, SmackDown, wherever. Is that going to keep up? You know,
Super
is that hot?
hot.
Is he hot everywhere? Well, really? I mean,
I think he's hot everywhere.
mm-hmm.
I think he's gotten to that point where he can reach markets besides your casual, your indie fans or your smart marks or whatever you want to call them. He's reaching beyond that. He's versatile.
Okay.
He showed that, in his early runs. He showed that when he became a heel. He showed that when he was teaming with Kane. Like, he's shown that he can do near anything. And therefore tap into near any audience.
Yeah, I think he's kind
Just by saying one word.
Yeah.
He can get a crowd going like that.
Mm-hmm.
In a snap of his fingers. They chanted yes, they chanted no. And they kept on chanting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what made him that marketable.
Mm-hmm.
Just that one word. One of those two words.
And I think that shows. I mean, we had this run with him at the tag belts. It showed that he can certainly be an entertainer. He's done some really interesting things with this character over the last year, between the stuff with AJ, between the yes/no thing, starting. He's really found his niche. I mean, he's found.
And in his defense, like he's shown he can be an entertainer on the independents too. He's not always been entirely serious. Like, I'm going to kick you in the head, Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
He's shown his funny side. He's shown the fact that he does have a personality, no matter what people thought about him or not at that time.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of characteristics that make, the perfect package of a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, okay, then, other than that, I think we're all pretty pro D-Bry.
D-Bry.
Here. So some guys that were for and against, we mentioned a little bit earlier, three of them no-showed Raw that we were kind of expecting at this point. Odd for Randy Orton when it was announced that he had a injury from SmackDown. We had a pretty good match with... Right
when I'm starting to like Randy Orton.
I know, right? And then also the Wyatts disappeared after what we've had the last few weeks. That's kind of weird. Kind of kills the momentum. Maybe it's one of those things where there was just too much stuff and they bumped him off the show. Potentially. But the weirder part was we got a promo of Big Show returns on Raw.
And no Big Show.
Big Show did not return on Raw.
But we did have room for a Christian Darren Young match. Or Titus O'Neil match.
We also had room for that Total Divas. I don't even know what that was.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I know all of us are going to probably watch it in general just because we have to see what the hell this is about. But is anybody looking
Listen, I used to watch Rock of Love Bus. Okay?
High five!
I've watched some terrible reality shows. I will probably watch this horrible Divas show.
So it's right up your alley.
Have you got tested yet?
Yes, I am clean.
Okay.
LB, have you seen the extended previews, though?
No, I haven't.
They have an extended
I prefer,
preview.
you know what? In this instance, I prefer to go in blind.
Yeah.
I'll just say...
Or come out blind in this instance.
Yeah.
Hey, jerking it. That's a masturbation joke. Sorg made it.
Not intended,
for this instance, I'd like to stab myself in the eyes.
Foreshadowing.
To make myself blind.
Just to sort of get the point across of like the preview, there is a clip from one of the I guess the first episode or whatever from that WrestleMania mixed tag team match they were supposed to have, where apparently the reason they didn't have it was because the seamstress couldn't get the Funkadactyl's gear ready in time.
Yeah,
and
it's
then the
gonna be a
Bella
good
twins
show.
walk by in like their slutty red outfits, and they're like, they say something catty, and it's like the worst acting you can ever like see, and it's horrible.
I smell an
Wait,
Wait,
Emmy.
are
really
you
awful.
saying this is going to be a pre-scripted reality show?
No.
Hey,
I
WWE's
smell
been
an
doing
Emmy
pre-scripted
coming.
reality shows since the 1800s.
Well, they've been doing.
Look, there's a web series. There's a web series called Burning Love, and it exists to poke fun at other reality shows, specifically like the Bachelor-like programs. And I can't wait to draw parallels between Burning Love and Total Divas. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Burning Love is going to win each and every week because it has Michael Ian Black.
Oh yeah, that's a given there.
Mm-hmm.
Like William Black and
And I
shit
want
in
to
a
say
box. That was fine.
honorable mentions to the Joe Schmo show.
Yeah, Pittsburgh dude.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, and the second one was good too.
What is going on?
Did I ever tell you guys I met that guy one time?
Not surprising. He's from the area out here.
Yeah,
I think
like
you-
it was. I think it was me and somebody. I don't know, but we were leaving your place, Sorg, and we stopped at the gas station down at the bottom of the hill, and I saw him there, and I was like, "Are you there, you fucking Joe Schmo?" And it was. He was super gracious, really nice. It was very cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, from my understanding before that, he used to work at Beto's over there on Beverly and Mount Lebanon. So yeah, he's a local.
And now he's a billionaire
And
'cause
now-
he's been on television.
Yeah, 'cause that's exactly what
He
happens.
is a
That's how it
celeb.
happens.
Mm-hmm. Is that what? What the hell? And, what's going? Oh, well, okay. Well, the Wyatts, and then what are we worried about? Big Show?
I was sort of intrigued. I wanted to see what they were going to do.
Yeah, because he's kind of showed up the last couple pay-per-views as like a panelist. So
He's actually really good at that.
yeah. Oh yeah.
He should do that more.
And I didn't know why he was gone. Was he gone for injury? Was he just gone for time off? And they're just kind of keeping him on there. I know Kofi's been injured, of course. So I
They
don't
also
know.
have that thing where, like, you watched the Big Show DVD, right?
Yeah.
Because he mentioned a part of it where he would get those points where he would sort of just get complacent, and then like he would sort of like draw back on him for a while, and then he would come back like fresher and better.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of those cases.
Well, I think he's one of those guys that, his age and because of his condition, he can't keep going. You know
No.
what I
Oh
mean?
no.
So, and it's good that they do that, and they kind of need to do that to keep him fresh. Because you can't just have a giant like him around all the time destroying people or jobbing out, because it just kind of destroys it.
Because then you'd be the great Khali.
Oh.
Aww.
Sorry.
But no.
Wrestle fan.
Well, here's a question: what Big Show would you like to see come back? Do you want, being everybody up Big Show? Do you want more of a face Big Show? What would you prefer?
I want the Big Show with the mullet. I want the mullet back.
I don't think the
Yeah.
mullet's coming back, man.
I guess I prefer Funny Big Show just because the whole I'm big and beating up guys is in Mark Henry's territory.
True. Or wouldn't it be great if they did a Brothers of Destruction kind of thing with the two of them? Maybe he teams up and he's the guy that helps out with the Shield.
That could be cool.
I like that idea.
I mean, I know you're kind of like the anti, him beating up people, but the punch is great. The punch is the great out of
I love
nowhere
the punch.
move. It is like the best thing I think I've seen since the super kick. Because you see the super kick done to death these days, right? Especially in the indies.
Yeah, that's
You know what
indie
I'm
move
talking
number
about.
5 now.
hmm
What's that?
I said that's indie move number 5 now.
Exactly. And nobody can pull off the right hook because my fist is as big as your face. I think that's really cool. And it does just come out of nowhere. And the way he pulls it off, you hear the smack, and it's just like, wow, I think he just knocked his head off. I mean, it's so believable the way they pull it off. I think that's a really cool thing they're doing with Big Show right now. So
You know what would be really the way I'd like to see Big Show come back? He comes back, and for whatever reason, he comes back as a heel. Kofi Kingston turns heel, and they form a tag team where they're just brutal, just beating the shit out of people. And like Kofi gets a mean streak, and he'll do like some kind of like his big boom drop. It'll do it off of Big Show's shoulders. I think that would be awesome.
Ooh. I mean,
I like that idea. I think it's gotten to the point where Kofi can't have that mean streak. Like he's one of those guys that
That's
whether he's doing anything, he's selling stuff.
Yeah.
I think they need to turn Kofi heel. I think it's time.
They need to do something with him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's had a mean streak, but being a face. You know, there's a couple times where you see a glimmer of that, where they have him against, like, we had that thing with Randy Orton where he destroyed his car. You know, they did a great Falls Count Anywhere match with him at one point, where he, like, went out and did a boom drop on the table out in the crowd, you know. I mean, there was stuff like that. I'm like, oh, shit, Kofi's doing shit, you know. And then he just kind of, you know, fades away. I mean, I don't see him getting Daniel Bryan... I said it right. Kind of spot. But...
the best reaction.
But I do. I mean, I don't know. I think he's going to be. I don't see him being much more than a mid-carder for life, you know. And that's not that there's anything wrong with that. But
he can be the next Jericho.
Hey,
like,
yeah, it's fine.
Some of the best wrestlers, some of the people who are in the Hall of Fame, were mid-card-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Coco Beware.
And Coco Beware, one of them. Even this is going to sound bad, but Mr. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
He was the Intercontinental Champion, never won the WWE Championship.
Mm-hmm.
I think he main evented, what, twice? Maybe?
Probably.
In pay-per-view situations, yeah, probably. Like, but you got to think how many. You know, but I'm sure he had his run against Hogan, you know, at you know, shows and stuff.
But still, he was dubbed a mid-carder.
Yeah,
and he still performed greatness.
It's not a bad word to call somebody a mid-carder, you know? Not everybody's going to be your John Cena Hulk Hogan guy, but, I mean, yeah, that's fine. Everybody has their spot, you know? I don't think Hornswoggle was, like, you know, walking around and saying, man, I'm going to main event WrestleMania someday, you know? He knows where he's at, you know? And he's happy. I mean, again, I go back to some of these guys should be just happy they have a job up there and doing stuff and entertaining people and you know, being in a position they are, you know.
Hey, did you know Alex Riley still has a job?
I know, right? I'd be ready to just...
Yeah, where the fuck did he come from?
It's just like, wait, who is he talking? What?
Also, speaking of Mr. Perfect and people who were on Raw, where was Curtis Axel?
Yeah, you know.
Like, there's so many people that were on Raw.
3 hours, and we're still missing people? What are we doing here? Other than we did give, like, a great 35 minutes to Daniel Bryan. But
it was an incredible Raw. I didn't miss any of those people.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
but we have...
match...
How many hours?
Match was out...
Good.
Sorry, go ahead, Sorg.
I'll say we have however many hours for them to pop up of television. So
I was going to say, the Gauntlet match was obviously great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, we can't talk any more about that. I actually have to also give credit to Del Rio Sheamus.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a phenomenal match.
Yeah.
Like, that was the best match I've seen Sheamus wrestle in, like, decades.
He
needs to, like, get giant
Sheamus'
bruises on his left
thigh.
floor.
Yeah.
His thigh that looks like Rick Rude now.
It does look like Rick Rude.
It's very disgusting looking.
But him having that and, like, playing up to that the entire match, like, he sold that perfectly.
Update: Alex Riley is apparently a new commentator for NXT.
No, he's not.
Gross.
No, he's not.
I don't know. Maybe that's a joke. I don't know. Or maybe it's the tapings. I don't know.
I thought he was. Wait, no. I thought
I'm
he was
behind on my
commentating
NXT
main event
again.
or something.
What's that?
I thought he was commentating main event or superstars or something.
Mm.
Because I know NXT's Brad Maddox and what's his name.
Yeah, it had been, but
Dusty.
I mean they rotate them out like a good.
Is
bit.
it Dusty?
Dusty is
Dusty's
the commissioner.
GM.
Down there. Yeah.
Commissioner.
Yeah.
Commissioner, American Dream.
What's up with the paper cuts titles coming up? Does anybody have any info on this?
Comic books.
This is the comic books we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, they announced it at San Diego Comic-Con. Yes, it is the ones we were talking about earlier. And we were making fun of.
All right.
They're going to be written fully. That's something.
Good. I just wish they got better artists for them. I mean, this is actually worse than I remember being excited about Insane Clown Posse comic books that came out 10 years ago. But not being impressed with the artwork itself. You know? Riz, what are you doing? I have Riz crotch. Okay, you dropped his laptop. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'm back.
Oh my.
Yeah, that was weird.
Save
dude.
that.
How could you not show that to the viewers?
I wasn't sure what was going on. I thought he was giving our new promotion.
Wait.
I thought maybe he was giving a new promotion demonstration frustration.
You want me to like whip it out or what?
No,
Ooh,
this is what's
foreshadowing.
That's a crotch. Huh.
We had to call
Look at that Riz Peen.
This is the thing that's closest to me, and that's why it was like kind of freaking me out over here. Sorry.
Riz Peen.
Yeah. So okay, great. Another comic, but do we remember the last comic book? Guys,
comic books.
Where
Do we remember any? Was there
The one
ever
from
any good
WWE,
WWE
magazine.
comic book? No, there was not.
what's that about WWE magazine?
The one that was on the back of the WWE magazine. I forget what that guy's name was. He was with WWF magazine, I think it was.
Okay.
And it was just him going through like different scenarios with wrestlers and all that stuff. I forget what his name
Are we
was.
talking about the one where they like use the action figures?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I remember.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It's a WWE magazine, but yeah.
That was cool.
So, have I talked on here about getting? I got a subscription to WWE Magazine Digital.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's really
It has to be a thing.
it's on the
Well,
commercials.
yeah.
Hey, get it on the iPad.
We live in the future. It's got to
So,
be a thing.
You know what? I'll make a point to do a little bit of review on here of it. I got my first issue weeks ago actually, and I'm sure the next one's probably coming up soon. But no, it's pretty cool. We'll get into that in a future episode. Then make it note.
Can we touch on one more news story?
Sure, one more, and we'll get
Absolutely
out
not.
of here.
Absolutely not.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Is TNA dying?
Yes,
Are they
it is
dead yet?
dying. It is on a fast track to death.
What is the latest? Because we've had budget cuts.
There's a lot of
Let's see.
shit happening.
Let's see.
Yeah,
There's
wait. We've had budget cuts. People have been let go. What?
People have not
They had to
been.
cancel an event in Missouri because they fired the guy
no.
that was supposed to get their
They didn't.
license.
They didn't cancel the show. They still had the show. There was a free meet and greet after the show, but Jeff Hardy still charged $20 for a picture. And now everybody in TNA is getting fired except Hulk Hogan.
All right.
No,
so let's-
seriously, they just fired Jesse Sorensen.
Yeah.
Wow,
The
he's
guy
still
who
there.
broke
Which
his
is a
neck.
big heaping bunch of bullshit.
The
Yeah,
guy who broke his
they
neck
gave
for the
an office
company,
job because he broke his neck in their company.
Yeah.
and they let him go.
I'm
Great job, TNA.
honestly surprised.
Okay,
he's
they've
still
done
there.
that. They've done that. They've
Yeah.
released all their gut check people. They
They fi-
let Madison Rain's contract run up while she was pregnant.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
all of the examples of like the worst company policies a company could ever have, TNA is doing.
And Matt Morgan's not there.
Matt Morgan's
I
not
just
there.
realized that he's not there. We discussed.
Tara's not there anymore. Like they're
I don't-
losing out on a ridiculous amount of people.
And the best part is today they had a Twitter Q&A with Dixie Carter.
Of course.
Where
Oh my God.
where Twitter people can tweet Dixie Carter questions about TNA and how shitty of a product they've been this month.
How can you be?
Why?
I know we talk about there are TNA fans, people follow it, and people are excited about it. I mean, they are out there. I've met them, but with all of this, and I know this is news that doesn't reach a lot of the fans. I mean, this really is inside baseball with a lot of this stuff. But I mean, was Destination X really any good?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
No, it was horrible.
Okay.
I'm glad. Hey, Chris Sabin, good for you for winning a world championship, something you never would have done before.
Man,
Too bad
Chris
it didn't mean
Sabin
anything.
Chris Sabin is the Booker T of that group right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if he, the difference
He is-
between. Go ahead, Riz.
Chris Sabin is the band playing while the Titanic is sinking. I've heard it was like it's them detouring them away from the giant fireball that is coming.
Leg kick saying, so TNA is going to get rid of all the established names and just hire indie guys like Rubik's and Greg Maricino Cherry / Trent.
Trent.
Yeah. But like the difference between like what happened on this week's Destination X and the thing that happened with Austin Aries beating Bobby Roode and winning the world title. The difference was when Austin Aries was champion, he held that belt for what, 8-9 months?
Mm-hmm.
Beat like everybody he could beat in the X division.
He had a good run, man.
Including beating like some of the top heavyweight stars.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he got to the point where he's
Dude,
like, okay,
seriously.
I'm going to evolve, I'm going to get better, and I'm going to challenge for the world championship, even
Yeah.
though I'm an X Division guy. And it was a big deal when he beat him, because holy shit, the X Division guy beat the heavyweight champion, and it was a big thing.
Mhm.
The difference with that and this, Chris Sabin had an X Division title. They hot-shotted it to Austin Aries for no fucking reason. Hot-shotted it back to Chris Sabin the week before, and Chris Sabin's going to be like, I'm going to win the championship. And he only won the championship because the fucking new main event Mafia was around the ring.
Mhm.
And he hit Bully Ray with a hammer.
Yeah. Well,
It's not the same thing. Chris Sabin, like, they thought, okay, who's somebody that could never in a million years win the world championship? They did it solely for shock value.
No, they did it because people would look at TNA and say, hey, this guy's doing good now, and
Yeah.
not realize the bigger picture going around that everybody is leaving or getting fired or hating the company.
Oh,
And
I didn't even mention one of the people being released, Luke Gallows of the fucking Aces and Eights.
mhm.
Like, just gone. Like, I don't know. I feel like they're dying, and I can't feel truly at that much pity for them.
I feel sorry for one person, and that is Dixie Carter. She is trying. She is trying
He's
her
flailing.
I don't know.
But the people she surrounds herself with, the Hogans, the Bischoffs, the fucking everybody else back there, in that backstage, she is losing her mind.
I'm sorry, Riz. I have to disagree with you. Dixie's a dumb fuck. Okay? Is Hulk Hogan
Well, of
running
course
that
she
company?
is, and she can be
Yeah.
manipulated by all these
Yeah.
psychopaths
Yes,
here's
who
the
take
problem.
down
Yeah, because
WCW.
she's a dumb
But
fuck.
here's-
She doesn't know what she's doing.
It's the,
No, that's
yeah,
the
that's the
point,
problem. She's
though.
not a wrestling
She is
business
not
person.
good
She's
in the mind brain.
she's not.
She is.
What?
In the mind.
She is not good in the mind brain.
She's
Exactly.
got rotten mind
That's-
grapes.
That's why she is following Hulk Hogan's lead and
Mhm.
Bischoff's lead and Jarrett's
And
lead.
previously,
That's why
and
Jarrett is
previously
still a
Russo,
thing.
and previously Jeff Jarrett. You know, I mean, that's
She's fucking up royally,
Mhm.
and it's somewhat her fault, but it's mostly these guys but it's her fault because they let her do this. They
Yeah.
let her say, "Hey, you can help. We can help you," and they don't give a shit.
yeah. Stephanie
They
McMahon, she
don't.
is not. As far as that family goes, because I mean, we know she's like the daughter of the owner of Panda Energy and all that stuff, and this is like the
Yeah, I
project
blame
she was
Panda
doing.
Energy for giving their daughter a company.
Yeah.
How about that?
There you go. There you go. I mean, it's such an odd situation to begin with. I mean, then again, Ring of Honor is now owned by a conglomerate, basically, like a smaller conglomerate. So
are we.
by the tiniest.
We got picked up by Viacom. I didn't tell you that?
Oh, is that how we got that deal that's coming up?
Yes.
That's
All right.
exactly right. It's foreshadowing. Getting
Yes.
fucked. Oh,
Yeah, look for that next week. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
Guys, what'd you learn from wrestling this week? Are we all mad? Are we all mad?
Oh.
No.
I learned Alex
mad at
Riley
all.
still has a job.
Yeah, that's a good thing to learn. What about you, Eamon, Wrestle fan?
I learned wrestling's pretty fucking sweet right now. Like, for reals.
All right.
It's good.
LB?
I learned that when Raw has about 10 minutes left and everybody in the chat room says I should stay, I should actually stay.
There you go.
Yes, you should.
There you go. Did you? Did I forget?
Yes.
I did, yeah. I stuck around, saw the end of the Ryback thing, and it was good. It's pretty good.
All right. All right.
Very pleased.
Just stay up for my piece.
showed your piece.
No, not that.
Hot.
Not that. Shit. I learned, I learned I love Sunday morning wrestling. Just like the good old days. That's when I watch SmackDown. Because no matter what's going on, whatever craziness is going on the weekend, if I have a free Saturday morning, Sunday morning, I sit down. If I catch up on main event, if I need to, SmackDown, I create my own Saturday morning slam over a bowl of Cheerios. And sometimes I might live tweet some comments to you guys, or that's when you kind of see those kind of belated Facebook group comments from me. I have created my own time for wrestling when it comes to that.
Let's see, Bobby learned that Randy Orton wasn't on Raw, and #celebrity.
Celebrity!
Hot Wheels learned that D-Bry gives me major wrestling boner.
Fantastic. And if you're listening to us later, man, all you guys on Twitter, @Mayhem Show, WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Hit us on the Facebook group. Look up Wrestling Mayhem Show on Facebook groups. Or
#WMS359.
Yeah. Tell us what you learned this week. Also, even if you find us on Google+, just the Facebook page that we have, hit us up on all those. Let us know what you learned from wrestling. Let us know what you're digging in wrestling. Let us know your favorite Daniel Bryan match. Daniels match.
The American Daniel Bryan Dragonson.
Yes, let us know that too.
I took that from
the title of the show. What he just said. That's
Somebody
the title of the show.
Write that the fuck down, man. But guys, it's a Wrestling Mayhem Show. Like I said, WrestlingMayhemShow.com. We got a lot of fun stuff there. Mike's writing shit there. We just have a blast there. Follow @Mayhem Show. We're just having fun there too, guys. And thanks to everybody else. I know I pop up and I see responses to tweets, and I'm like, who the fuck wrote that thing on there? And it's great because a lot of the guys here on the show put their input in that Twitter, and follow all our Twitters and everything, man. We talk about wrestling like basically throughout the week, on top of whatever else we're into.
Go donate to Extra Leg.
I follow all these dudes. I follow Leg Kick TKO. I follow Matt Carlin's mainstream crap. I will get it. We'll get it. You'll see us retweeting it. We've been doing it all
Matt,
week.
isn't it?
Mainstream Matt, I think it is. Hot Wheels RWA. Bobby FJ Town. The E-Riz. DJ Lunchbox. Eamon 2 Please. At Sorgatron.
Again, donate.
Oh, yeah. Put that drive out. Extra Life. Donate.
.com. I'm going to... .org. I'm going to post it in the Wrestling Mayhem Show account on Mayhem Show Facebook page. You guys can go in there, donate to me, to Bobby, to Julie, to Kat, who's also in there. Just go donate. It's going to a great cause, going to the Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh.
Excellent.
We play video games for 25 hours.
25 because it's a leap day.
25, yes.
Something like that. Eamon, you're over at Inspire Pro Wrestling. You're involved with that.
Yeah. We got an event September 1st. Keep an eye out for that shit. Shit's going to be fun. And look out for all our stuff on the internet.
DJ Lunchbox.
Twitter Inspire Pro Res. Facebook Inspire Pro Wrestling. Follow us.
DJ Lunchbox, you got anything to plug? Since we're in plug mode?
I got something to plug with.
I'm at DJ Lunchbox on the Twitters, and there's also the ThoughtfulRiot.com. That's a little. I updated. Sorg. No, I don't.
No. Go read his past posts. They're fantastic.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
SorgatronMedia.com. I'm at Sorgatron.com if you're interested in Google Glass. We talk about tech, video games, all that kind of stuff, all over all those sites.
Sorg was on the TV.
I was on the TV.
He was on the TV.
Go to either of those sites and you can see the link for that.
Wizardry.
Thanks, Matt Carlins, for hooking us up with that. It was a great piece. It was a lot of fun. So with that, guys, Mayhem out.
Just wait.